Hi guys, and welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I'm Ginny, and as always, I thank you very much for choosing to spend a little time with me. Today, I am really excited to share with you guys my new dress. I'm going to call it my Easter dress because I finished it on Easter. This is the Mersis dress from Pattern Fantastique. And I made this out of a, this fabric is, I'm sure you can see, it's got permanent like wrinkles in it. This is a cotton nylon blend that I got from Haberman Fabrics, the store where I work. And I don't know if you guys remember, I think I talked about this pattern back in August or September, which is when I got the pattern, and also when I got this fabric, and I was really super excited to make it. But then of course I immediately decided I wanted to work on things that were more fall-ish. So this one got pushed to the back burner. I am super glad I made this. I absolutely love it. I do have a few things to say about this. I'll show you a picture of the back of the dress as it's designed, which is, it has the same, it's about the same length V in the back as it is in the front. I generally don't like that because I feel like the shoulders always slip, and I have pretty straight shoulders, so if you have any like sloping at all on your shoulder, it's going to slip even more. As it turns out, like now that I have this together and I can see how high up the V is, I probably would have been okay. I think I did make a muslin of this, and I think that I did do the V. I know I did the V on the front and the back in the muslin, and I did not like the way the shoulders were sitting. So I raised the back and just curved it out so to make like a regular back neckline. So you can see a picture here what that looks like. Because I did that, I had to change the facings. Not in the front facings were fine, but the back facing I had to change, and I didn't quite get it right the first 2 times, so I had to finagle that a little bit. The other thing I did was, my good friend Marcia was sewing with me one day when I was working on this, and she was looking at my muslin, and I kept doing this, I kept pulling it forward, and she said, my friend Marcia is also a professional dressmaker for 40 some years, and she is the person that I worked for a long time as a seamstress. So I trust her knowledge. She said I needed to move my shoulder seam to the back so that it sits more forward. So I did that. I added, I think it was about 1 inch to the front of my dress, and then the front of the pattern, and then I subtracted that from the back. It was 1 inch like right here at the top, but it narrowed to nothing at the shoulder seam. Yeah, okay, so there was that. I think changing that shoulder seam and adding and changing the back neckline were the only things I did to this pattern alterations wise. Now I'm going to show you some pictures of me in this as we go along. I had originally thought that I would be wearing this dress with like a wide leg cropped pant, but I tried it on with some wide leg pants. Actually, I'll show you a picture of me in it the day I finished it. I was just joking around, like showing it off for my husband, and I had on a pair of big baggy pants. I wasn't that fond of it that way because the dress actually tapers, or maybe it just like hangs in a little bit towards the bottom. So I will definitely make this pattern again. I just think that I will probably make a longer version so that I'll just wear it with nothing under it. You can see in these pictures I'm wearing it just with a pair of leggings, which is fine. It's just not my favorite look, but it's fine. And I will definitely wear this because I'm in love with this dress. Okay, so the other thing I need to say about this is, I have a close-up picture here, and I don't know how much you're going to be able to see, but this right here is a gusset, and it turns into the pocket facing right here. And then there's a separate gusset on the back. Now, if you're making the shorter version or you're not putting the pockets in, then it's just a gusset that doesn't turn into a pocket facing. So I'm just gonna say that putting it together was a little bit confusing. The instructions were really good. It's just a question of wrapping your mind around what's going where. In the close-up picture, you can see some wrinkling around my gusset here. I guarantee you those are wrinkles from my fabric. They're not puckers in the thing. However, getting that gusset to go in nicely is a little bit of a challenge. It's a pretty sharp curve, so just be aware of that. I always thought for the last, gosh, since the pandemic, statement sleeves have been such a big thing, and I've been like poo-pooing them from the beginning, and I have to tell you, whew, boy, do I love these sleeves. I really love this dress. What I don't love is, and again, it's down to fabric. I love this fabric, and I love this fabric for this dress. Unfortunately, this fabric is, it is, I don't know if you can tell, it's almost got like a shine to it. So that nylon is like a little, it's what gives it a little bit of a, almost like a sparkle, but not really on the outside, just on the inside. I don't know. I think it's that nylon fabric, or that nylon fiber. It's really scratchy on some of the seams. It's not terrible because it's a looser fitting dress, but I definitely can feel it like around the edge of the arm and at the back of the neck, which is super annoying. I had another fabric like this once before, and I had the exact same problem. I made something out of it. I just could never wear it because it was so itchy. I don't know if you, I guess the only solution I can think of for that is to either use French seams on everything or bind the seams. I don't think either of those are a very good idea with this dress, because either of those things on these gusset pieces is just going to be a nightmare. So bottom line, not for the faint of heart, this pattern, although if you take your time and if you really like this style and you want this dress, it is well worth the effort you put into it, because I really do just love this dress. I should also say, I always do this, I should tell you what size I cut out. Let me check. Okay, so I cut a size 14 in this, and look, I'm still doing it. I'm still kind of pulling it forward. I don't know. Yeah, I cut a size 14. This is not the first pattern from Pattern Fantastique that I've used. I've also used the Glacial Tea and the Aeolian Tea, and I think that's it. But I've never had a problem with their sizing. Length is always an issue for me because I'm 5'3". But again, as usual, I'm going to leave links to everything below, and I'll also leave a little a list of my measurements and stuff, so you guys can sort of see what size 14 looks like on my body size. Okay, so I don't need any other patterns. I think we can all agree on that. But I did order another one from these guys. It's called the Calyx Smock. Calyx, C-A-L-Y-X. And again, you know, I will say the thing that I really like about Pattern Fantastique patterns is that they're all just a little bit more. Like, there's a little more detail. There's a little, I mean, I love my simple, straightforward, no frills whatsoever kind of patterns. I use those all the time. But I do like Pattern Fantastique for something a little more, with a little more oomph. Like, this dress, I just think has some amazing details. The pockets are one of my favorite things. This one I just bought, the Calyx Smock, looks kind of like any other smock dress, only she has, it does have raglan sleeves, and I've seen several pictures of this made up that I just thought were super, super cool. So anyways, I did get that, and I will be working on that sometime soon. In the meantime, the other thing I'm working on this week is I made a muslin of the Chris Wood Sews envelope dress, and I really love the way it looks. I did a couple of alterations as per her instructions, and I have a one in a fashion fabric cut out, and I am going to be working on that after this. This was a time-consuming sew. It was not a quick, easy sew. And so after this, I felt like I needed something that was a little less, took a little less concentration. So the envelope dress, I think, is going to be perfect. I'm curious to know if anybody else has sewn that envelope dress and what your thoughts on that are. I am sewing this, the current one. I know I've said before I wouldn't do it, but at some point in the last year, I bought a polyester charmeuse kind of fabric. I don't know. It's not a crepe. It does have good drape to it. Because it was on sale. Ugh. But I'm not doing that anymore. Anyways, but I had that in my stash, and I decided to whip this dress up in that. So I'll see how that goes. Anyways, like I said, I'm curious to know if any of you guys have sewn this or any of the other Chris Wood Sews patterns. Let me know what your thoughts were in the comments. Speaking of comments, we had a giveaway going from my last video, which was 2 weeks ago now. TAUKO number 5. I had, gosh, you guys, thank you so much for participating. And it's really kind of awesome when I got like so many people are like, yeah, I want to play along. I love that. I had 30 comments, 30 people who wanted this magazine, and because I am seriously old school, I have all of your names right here in a little bowl on a piece of paper each. I'm just gonna spin them around, and then I don't even want to take the first one off the top. We're just gonna take this one, whatever this one is. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so drum roll please. The winner of TAUKO number 5 is Karen. I knew, you know what? I knew when I wrote this down. Karen Sayek. I knew when I wrote this down that that this person would win, because I knew I'd never be able to pronounce this last name. Karen, your last name is C-I-E-J-E-K. I'm going to put it up here. Congratulations, Karen. If you can contact me, either the easiest ways are probably on Instagram and or on Facebook. And I will leave links to both of those accounts below, so you can just instant message me on one of those forums, and with your shipping address, and I will get that right out to you. If you don't have access to either of those forums, you can just leave a comment in this video, and I will figure some other way to get your information. All right, Karen, congratulations. Thank you everybody for playing along. I have to say, I thought it was, I got so many good comments last week that and so many people were interested in the magazine. I was really kind of wishing that I had more to give away. So we'll see. You never know. You never know when I'll accidentally order the same magazine twice. It could happen anytime. All right, guys, that is it from me this week. Thank you so much, as always, for stopping by. Until next time, happy sewing.